G'day everybody and welcome to 2 Clicks Up. If you're a return viewer, welcome back to the channel, and if you're a new viewer again, welcome aboard. I hope you like the channel, and I hope you like the content, and I hope you like it all enough to give it a subscribe. Okay, that'd be really good. Okay, what have we got in front of us today? We've got the HOWA 1500 and 300 Win Mag. We're going to do part 2 of our load development. I'm not going to muck around here too much. Standard HOWA 1500 24-inch heavy barrel that is threaded. I did remove the muzzle brake for the purposes of this this load development session that I did with it. Again, the first 300 Win Mag I had was far too light and booted me to buggery. This one with the big heavy barrel and a bit better geometry, etc. It's not too bad to shoot. It's still shootable. Not the most pleasant thing, but being a Win Mag, it does kick like a donkey. So let's not muck around. I'm not going to recap the rifle much, standard vortex scope, etc, etc. Before we get into it, let's have a look at some load recipes. Right, let's have a look at the recipes we've loaded up for our HOWA 300 Win Mag load development that we're doing. 300 Win Mag loaded round. This one's loaded up with a 180 grain Spear boat tail soft point projectile. Again, big short neck Magnum, big long brass, big powder capacity, a lot of sting in these rounds, and you can knock over fairly big things at fairly long distances, and there's a really good scope of projectiles and all that available for these things. So there's really not a lot you can't do with them. So there we go. We'll start off with the brass. Again, this unfired Remington brass that I rescued from that batch of shitty core locks I bought. So we got them. We make it all go bang with some CCI large Magnum rifle primers, number 2 fitties. And we're pushing the projectiles today. We're pushing the Spear Hot Core 200 grain Spitzer projectiles. Here they are. It's number 2211. They're a 200 grain flat base soft point thing, big stone of a thing. Load up quite nicely, and they don't shoot too bad either. They really don't shoot too bad, and you'll get good results with these. And we've also mucking around today, the first time I've ever mucked around with copper projectiles. We are using some Atomic 29s, 175 grain hollow points. And a little hollow point, there they are, got the little drive bands on them and all that. They're a pretty little thing, and a different thing we'll have to say, but we'll get something out of those. Copper's renowned for its weight retention, and it doesn't sort of disintegrate like lead cup and core bullets, but the rub is they're quite expensive. They're like $2 a throw, give or take, and they do foul up your barrel a bit. So there we go. So, and we've made it all fly with our same powders, ADI 2213SC. We're using ADI 2209, and again the powder I pulled out of all those shitty Remington core locks. That's it, black, sort of really dark grey or black, short, dense stick powder. Not bad, a little bit punchy. As I said in the last video, I put about 2 more grains of that in than what I would do with 2209. So, and no pressure sign, so it seemed to shoot well. So I'll get, as usual, I'll get all my load references from Nick Harvey's Practical Reloading Manual. He's the 11th, the last one before his passing, and cross-reference everything just to back up with the ADI hand loader's guide, because I'm obviously using ADI powders. Now, all the different powder and bullet manufacturers have all got different load data around the place, and a lot of the stuff you can get off the interweb. And the 300 Win Mag, as I stated in the last video, is not a new round by any stretch of the imagination, so everything's there. Right, quick loading disclaimer. If you wish to reload ammunition of any sort, do so safely, do so carefully. I recommend that you load within stated safe parameters as recommended by various manufacturers. Walk up the ladder slowly, and as soon as you see any pressure signs, stop immediately. There can be fatal consequences with these things if you don't stop and you let pressure build too much. not the least of which being tight bolts, rounds that won't extract, etc., etc. That is the least of your problems. If you want to make firecrackers out of these and fill them up with powder and try and make rocket ships out of them, you will eventually blow your face off. And that's just a given. And that, if you wish to do that, good luck to you, Sunbeam. That is on you and not me. Right, let's have a look at some results. Right, let's have a look at the results for this second and final stage of load development for the HOWA 300 Winchester Magnum. Quick recap on conditions from the day. Just a reminder, absolutely atrocious, 1,000,000 miles an hour of wind, terrible, cold, absolutely horrible day to even be outside the house. But that was the day I had, and so be it. And yeah, not a bad way to finish, since as I started with, it was that still and cold. When I got there, I had fog, so there we go. But anyway, pick up your bottom lip, sunshine, and move on. First cab off the rank, 66 grains of the Remington factory powder with the 200 grain Spitzer soft point projectiles, big stones, I think, big flat base things. Remington powder that I got out of those core locks that were no good. 66 grains, 4 shots into 1.011, 3 of them there into 0.493. That fella there just blew it out just a little bit. So getting really good results from a powder that's unavailable, that I'll never be able to get. So yeah, great. Yeah, happy with that. But anyway, move on. 66.5, up half a grain, 2.066. Yeah, not real flash, don't worry about that. 67 grains. Now we've gone 0.739. That's 2 right on top of each other. So you'd have to say, if you could get this powder, that would be a winner. And I must say, the only reason I'm using that powder because I kept it and I've got to get rid of it somehow. So there we go. All right. 2209 with the 200 grain Spitzers, 64 grains. Now we've got 1.566, so not over 1.5 inches, but we've got 3 of them in 0.84. Yeah, it's a flyer. Yeah, might be me. Who cares? That'll do. That's not looking too bad. So we can run with that. 64.5, up a half a grain in a half a grain increments. Another 4-shot group. That is 0.958. Now that's all there, all in the same spot, and that's 2 in that hole. So there we go. That's not fouled at all. So we'll hang on to that one. And 65, the max, we've gone out to 1 point, just nearly 1 3/4, 1739. So yeah, and that's your flyer. Like, you put another one over there. That's even not that bad. So, you know, like these flyers like that, there's a big chance that's me. You know, absolutely terrible day to shoot. So, you know, to hold 2 in a similar spot's probably not a bad thing. But anyway, we'll move on. Now the 2213 SC powder, same projectiles, the 200 grainers. 71 grains, 2.08. Yeah, not flash at all. That's a 4-shot group. Nothing really flashy about that. You know, that sort of bit of promise there. But anyway, anywho, 71.5 again, up half a grain. We've got 1.034 there. Yeah, that's workable. You'd work with that. And 72 grains to max. 0.788. Where are we? There he is. 0.788 for 72 grains of the 2213 SC. So, yeah, look, we're getting there. That's usable. And they're nice and close. And again, if that's your worst little flyer, you know. Anyway, now this is where we got a bit interesting. The Atomic 29. Them back there. Atomic 29 all copper projectiles. They're an interesting thing. I've never used copper projectiles at all. So there we go. The Remington factory powder. Now these are 175 grainers. As I said, they're 175 grain, basically a hollow point, all copper monolithic projectile. Different to, you know, the lead projectiles, different as chalk and cheese. Anyway, 2.139, that's with the Remington factory powder. We've got 68 grains of that. That's all over the park, don't worry about that. 68.5, hardly any better, 1 3/4. And 69, just under 1.5 inches, just under 1.5 inches there. So yeah, that's a dud, definite dud there. Okay, and this was the last lot of projectiles shot during a very, very long trying day of shooting. So there we go. This is another 4-shot group. We're using the 2209 powder this time with the Atomic 29s. Dot over 2 inches, 2.08. Yeah. 66.5 up half a grain, 2.2. Where is it? I haven't moved it. There it is, 2.2. Yeah. We go to 67. All of a sudden we're at 1.013. Now I don't, as I stated the last video, what the conversion in yards to meters for MOA, I don't know. That's close. So you may run with that. You may run with that. And lucky last of the day, the last 10 for the day. Very tired by this time. Now, the 2213 SC. Now, these are starting to get up to be the powders that are designed for these big crackers chucking big projectiles. 74 grains, 2213 SC. Now, we did 1.058 for the 4 shots, but we got 3 at 0.705, and 2 of them are right on top of each other. So that's a starter. 74.5, 1.129. We're up half a grain on the 2213 SC. 1.129, so not foul. 75 grains. We've gone 0.689 with 2 of them right in the same, all but in the same hole. So it seems that the copper bullets seem to like these slower burning powders. And as you can see by the chart, there's a fair whack of powder in there, but they seem to like these slower burning powders for some reason. What I will say about the copper projectiles, they did foul the barrel up a hell of a lot. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're going to use them. Right, let's put this, we've seen the results, got a few loads out of that, so that's good. So let's put this girl to bed, eh? Okay, that's part 2 of load development and the whole series actually of load development and load testing for the HOWA 300 Winchester Magnum. Lot to like about this rifle. They're not the most pleasant thing to shoot. They're a big gun, but the trade-off is you get a lot of energy and you can knock things off. If you do your job, you can knock things off at a great distance. Okay, so these things do have their place. They're probably, I'd have to say, for most of your game in southeast Queensland, probably a tad of overkill, but anyway, I like the idea of having something this big. So there we go. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like. I hope you got something out of it, and I hope you enjoy watching these things as much as I enjoy making them. Okay, give it a like, give the channel a subscribe. That could things are starting to kick along just nicely now, and a subscribe will keep the lights on, as it were. So in short, done and dusted. I will put this one to bed. Tell your wife, tell your girlfriend. You can tell them both. Don't matter to me, just go 2 clicks up. Ta-da.